Hello everyone, let's try this again. This is Mr. Tengowski's MiniPaper Assistance 101, focusing on style and proper citation techniques for his assignments. Let's just look at a sample mini-paper. Some of us looked at this mini-paper from 2011 as an example for what should and should not be done with regard to a writing assignment for my class. As you will note, here is the heading, your name, the period in which you have class, and the date. It does not have to be in this European style format, but this student did that. As you can note, it is single space. Please do not double space and waste pages, or waste room, on your paper for that. Here's the title. I don't understand why that's not capitalized. Probably shouldn't be, but something creative, something interesting with regard to the Korean War. One of the things that we talked about all the time when you start a paper is don't be blunt. Lead me in. Grab me by the hand and walk me out to the beginning of your paper. And unlike some of the English teachers that I've talked with, as you can see, this is an entire probably half page or so devoted to background information. Please tell me what is going on in 1951 in America, the region, which this would be Asia, and the world. This student immediately dives into the war of dividing Korea. There's other things that we could talk about here with regard to this paper and Korea. Communism, other things, and so on and so forth. Let's go down and look at the most important section of the first paragraph, our intro paragraph, the thesis statement. Okay. Truman should not have defended South Korea because it increased U.S. military spending. 1. Required much time, effort, and money. 2. And resulted in numerous Korean and American casualties. Very clear, very concise, and as you can see, this should be the focus of body paragraph number 1. This should be the focus of body paragraph number 2. And this should be the focus of body paragraph number 3. And we should see all of these, or we should see this, we should see this entire thesis statement found within the entire paper, in every body paragraph and all the way throughout. Again, the United States involvement in Korea led to a quadruple increase. That seems a bit awkward. Make sure you proofread this. Maybe make your parents proofread this. That may help. But here we go. Military buildup was now well beyond what was necessary for the immediate purposes of the Korean War. The quote itself is fine. However, I believe in your English classes, you are taught to lead into a quote. Reference the author and the source. Not only will it make your paper seem longer, it will make it seem longer, or will make it longer, It will also allow for the reader to know where you're coming from at this time. The citation itself from the textbook, Kennedy, one of the authors, is fine, comma, 883. That's the way I want it done. Author, comma, page number from a book. The only problem is the increased budget gave too much money for what was needed, leading to excess necessities and to waste in spending. As soon as you write a quote, please explain what the quote means and how it relates to your thesis. Sorry there. There can be so much more brought out, focusing on where we spent the money for NSC 68. What were the necessities? What were the wastes? that you can make your arguments so much stronger. Now, as you can notice, no page numbers here, because that's a requirement, or no page numbers here. Again, this is a mistake that would cause a deduction on your paper. Along with ridiculous military spending, blah, 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 here we go. At some point, the personnel and supplies needed in Korea, here we go. However, there needs to be an introduction to your quote. Lead into it. There needs to be a true explanation. Now, as you can see, this quote is from Deloach, www. It tells me it's from the internet, the World Wide Web. Where would I find that from? Well, I would go to your bibliography and look up Deloach, and there I know it's from Naval History and Heritage Command, in which J. Deloach was the editor and wrote this article, or edited this article, excuse me. As you'll note, the bibliography is not on a separate paper. That's fine, we're saving trees here. But you'll see that the paper is at least 2 pages fully in length. Times New Roman, font, 12 point, double spaced, 1-inch margins on all sides. Make sure you reset your margins. And let's move on to the third paragraph. Again, right here. No introduction. No explanation. Well, let me move this up here. Excuse me. And analysis. Make sure you read your paper. This is a statement right here. A country should not have to suffer losses because its troops were sent to another country to fight another war. That really can be restated in a much clearer way. Now, and make sure, as a history teacher, Truman had no right to jeopardize his own men's lives for the sake of saving another country's troubles. We have talked that the basis of the Truman Doctrine is it must be the policy of the U.S. to support free peoples from armed conquest or subjugation by outside, pressures or armed minorities. If you say that Truman did not have the right to do this, then this violates one of his key principles for foreign policy. Make sure you're historically accurate with your paper, because I will check and read. Hopefully this helps. I hope this will make writing a paper easier for you in the future, and you understand the tasks with which I have given you. Thank you so much, and have a good night.